SNY, though, is joining us now, and I'm going to say this. We love SNY. Every day, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, SNY. I think they were nervy. I think they had some nerve. They have put out a New York athletes right now list. Good week to do it. And I think we did this last year, and I remember liking it more than I liked it this year. Top 10 athletes right now in New York. Number 1 and number 2, I think, are not debatable.
Of course. We had this exact debate. We had a vote inside the halls of WFAN, and Aaron Judge won the debate.
Yes.
King Aaron Judge.
And
won the debate.
Real quickly, as I talk about this, if you want to go to Twitter, I just reposted this at Shaun Morash. SNY TV has it on their Twitter. King Aaron Judge is number 1. Jalen Brunson is number 2. Easy peasy. They agree with us. They agree with society. There is one king of New York, and he's number 1, and he's King Aaron Judge, and Jalen Brunson's number 2. Tommy, you agree with the list so far?
No, but let's continue on.
All right, so before we discuss why they had some nerve and where they went wrong, and maybe Tiki disagrees with me, maybe Tommy disagrees with me, I'm just going to rip through the list real quick. Number 3 is Francisco Lindor. Number 4 is Juan Soto. Number 5 is Karl-Anthony Towns. Number 6 is Pete Alonso. Number 7 is Garrett Wilson. Number 8 is Malik Neighbors. Number 9 is Sabrina Ionescu from the New York Liberty. And number 10 is Sexy Dexy Dexter Lawrence. Now, Tommy, maybe you are more equipped to answer this question. Before I give a fair commentary, I need to know this answer. And maybe somebody working at SNY could tell you this. Did hockey not count when putting together this list?
I think they took it under consideration and they realized, why would we put any hockey player on this list? None are deserving.
Okay.
Who would be deserving?
Right off the bat, Igor Shesterkin absolutely belongs on this list.
He was honorable mention, by the way.
Oh, there's honorable mentions? I didn't see that.
On SNY TV online. You can find it. SNY.TV.
All right. Jack Hughes, an honorable mention?
He is not. The honorable mentions are Igor Shesterkin.
Okay.
Brianna Stewart.
Okay.
Max Fried.
All right.
Edwin Diaz.
Good one.
And Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner was the other big omission I was going to make. All right. So, Tiki, my biggest issues, and I'll let you tee off. First and foremost, Dexter Lawrence is number 10 on this list.
Right. He's the best football player on the list.
How the hell?
Now, with that being said, I'll give a pass only because he got hurt.
I understand that pass. Then don't have him on the list. Like, Garrett Cole is out all this year. He's not on the list because he's hurt.
He had a really good season, and it was only – and didn't he make All-Pro even despite missing, 4 games, 3 games, whatever it was?
There's a little more of his Thanksgiving
but
on.
He's still going to be back. So he's still part of – I get it. I can give them a pass on that, why he's low on this list. But he is the best football player on the list.
No doubt about it. So Dexter Lawrence at 10, when Garrett Wilson's at 7. If we're just doing the football thing's a joke, I got no issue with Sabrina Ionescu, although I think Brianna Stewart was actually more integral, but whatever, potato. Karl-Anthony Towns at 5.
At the very least, he should be the highest he should be is in this current list is 10.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you said it. I don't think this is a knock on Karl-Anthony Towns, but when you're ranking all of these players, Sauce Gardner, for all his warts that people want to scream about, is a better player in New York at football than Karl-Anthony Towns is at basketball. Igor Shesterkin is a better player at hockey in this town than Karl-Anthony Towns is at basketball. And again, this is not a knock on Karl-Anthony Towns, who is probably underappreciated here.
Yeah, he's just not.
I'm just being real.
He just shouldn't be on the list. Top 10 on the list.
Could you imagine thinking that New York athletes right now, Karl-Anthony Towns is 5 spots better than Dexter Lawrence?
I mean, he had a good season. They obviously got to the Eastern Conference Final, something they haven't done in a long time. 25 years? Whatever it was. He is one of the best bigs that shoots from range in the NBA. 24 points a game, 12 rebounds. I mean, he was kind of a stud.
Yes, he was a stud.
I get why they put him there.
I just think 5's elite, man.
This is more the emotional test than the eye test.
Yeah, no doubt.
You don't feel that way about him. You don't feel like he's a top player. But statistically, he is.
But this is where I would say, if you're really doing a list like this and you want to be real about it, NBA players have the ball in their hands with more opportunity to put up statistical analysis stuff than some of the other things that we've talked about, whether it's a goalie in hockey or Dexter Lawrence playing defensive tackle in football or a cornerback like Sauce Gardner doesn't get targeted that many times. Like, I think you have to grade things on a curve.
Right.
And
That's
throw
why
the stats
Sauce is
out.
honorable mention.
Yes. Okay.
Because he doesn't have the stats.
Now, 3 Mets inside the top 6. I know you're the Mets network. And I would put Lindor 3, by the way. I would. Soto, okay, you know what? I love Soto. We all love Pete. We all love Pete.
Okay, what other, because you want another Yankee in here. What other Yankee we could potentially even
This is going to shock.
trade is the only one?
This is going to shock you. My fight right now is not with the Yankees.
Okay.
I agree, because if I was listening Mets and Yankees,
Only Yankee would be King Judge.
I would only put King Judge.
Okay.
Stanton has been out all year, and you know what? He was clutch last year, fine.
Yeah, Jazz is relatively, he was hurt a little bit.
And you know what? If Weaver didn't hit the skids and didn't get hurt, like if that's where I would kind of say, you know what, Luke Weaver should probably be top 10. I'd put him ahead of Diaz, but I am not going to scream and yell about that.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. 3 Mets and 1 Yankee makes sense on this list. But I don't think Pete Alonso is a better New York athlete than Dexter Lawrence, Malik Neighbors, or Garrett Wilson, or Sauce Gardner. I think Pete is more in that 9-10 range. And we love Pete.
Even this season, after this MVP quality season that he's having.
Yes. And I think that we're punishing the football players for being on crappy teams and not appreciating that.
Well, they're
on a 53-man roster.
And it's also out of season.
Yes.
We're not even talking. We're not even thinking about them. The timeliness of it. I mean, Garrett Wilson probably only made this because he just broke off, making $130 million.
But come on, man. If you're being real, in the world of baseball and the world of football, I'm going to just keep going. The guy they left out. Pete Alonso is better at baseball, and Sauce Gardner is better at football in this town. We're punishing the football players because their teams stink. They are on a roster double the size with more going on. I don't like it. SMY, I know Pete's your guy. 3 Mets in the top 6. Karl-Anthony Towns at 5. Nervy. Very nervy. So, what do you have any gripes here?
No, I mean, all I want is Dex. To me, Dexter Lawrence should be top 5 on this list. He's one of the best big men in all of football. He is. I'm trying to think what are the D tackles, because Aaron Donald is retired.
Chris Jones of the Chiefs.
Chris Jones. So it's Chris Jones and Dexter Lawrence.
All right, well, maybe the better way to look at that with Dexter Lawrence. Do we all agree Dexter?
He's a monster.
Do we all agree Dexter Lawrence is probably ending up in Canton?
If he continues to play at this level, yes.
Okay. I don't know about Nate. It's too early for Neighbors.
Too
Wilson.
early for Neighbors, Wilson as well. Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso's gonna be a tricky one.
It's a hike. He's got a lot to do.
Lot to do.
Cat is not.
So
Juan Soto probably.
I think Soto, Lindor, Brunson, and Judge end up in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I do believe that. Now, look, the Basketball Hall of Fame is a lot easier to get into.
Well, because it's contributions.
Yes.
The game.
So that's where I would start with the list and go.
I would still say Brunson's got a lot. He's got to accomplish a lot.
He does, but at least he's on the trajectory.
True, but I mean.
Okay, but even if I take the Hall of Fame argument, we know right now that he's the number 2 guy. If I start a list and I just blindly say, hey, who could I rip off who's playing in this town right now that I think definitively right now is going to the Hall of Fame? I think eventually Brunson will get there. King Judge. Lindor, I do think will get there. Soto, I do think will get there. And I think Dexter Lawrence is that guy. Karl-Anthony Towns maybe get there because it's basketball and the contributions, but come on.
And then for the wide receivers, the reason it's hard to predict it, it's too early, and you got to put up stupid numbers.
Yeah. There was
think of what's his name down in Tampa, Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a borderline Hall of Famer. Like people haven't been convinced that he's going to be a Hall of Famer, yet he's had 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards, which is an NFL record to start his career. Jerry Rice had one more season, but Jerry didn't have one to start. He didn't start his career with 1,000 yards, and that's Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And so Garrett Wilson and Malik Neighbors, they're going to do that every year. For another 8 years?
We lived in this town with Odell Beckham Jr., who was doing things we never saw a wide receiver do before in this town. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. And we thought he was going to the Hall of Fame when he was a Giant. So I'm with you. That's why I'm not putting those guys there
wide
yet.
Receivers are hard.
So I think we've come to the determination Dexter Lawrence is the biggest omission. And this is where Positive Tommy has to step up to the microphone and hit the podium here. He's a Met and Giant fan.
Yep.
And a Knicks fan.
So
these are my children on this list.
Karl-Anthony Towns, Pete Alonso, Dexter Lawrence. How would you rank them right now?
Of those 3, Dex has got to be on the top. He has to be.
Tiki, don't peer pressure him. I got to get his honest answer. You're right. But this fool, let him be a fool.
It's Dexter Lawrence,
Pete
Alonso,
and Cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Good answer.
Now,
I agree.
we could put them wherever we want on the board, but if you had those three, I think they should be ordered in that way. I mean, Dexter Lawrence is one of the best players in the NFL.
Yes.
So he should be top 5 on this list.
So how did he get to 10? Is it because he got hurt at the end of the year?
That's the only thing I can say.
Who made this list at SNY? I want answers now.
I love Malik. He should not be ahead of Dexter
Who did?
Lawrence.
Is this Joe DeMayo again?
I would
did Joe
assume
DeMayo make this list?
I would assume it was a panel of SNL folks.
Wait, it seems like it's a panel of SNL folks.
Actually, did I say
mean
SNL?
SNY.
I
Yeah, I
apologize.
meant SNL.
I think we screamed last year about who put this together.
SNY staff. SNY staff cast ballots to rank the top 10 New York athletes right now. To be considered for the list, the player must have already played for a New York team, meaning newly signed players are not eligible.
All right.
Additionally, if a player has played sparingly since coming to New York or missed most or all of this season, thus explaining Garrett Cole, he is not included in the ranking. How a player has performed most recently had the biggest impact on his or her placement on the list.
So the NBA playoff run and the baseball season is the bias here.
Yes.
That's why. And that's a little caveat to throw in there. That's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And I forgot about Artemi Panarin, too, who was better than Pete Alonso.
Calm down. We're lucky we get one hockey player on there. You want
Yeah,
you want
exactly.
3 or 4?
I'm just saying.
Be happy as Shesterkin is an honorable mention.
That's exactly a problem here.
and Hughes is better than Panarin. So I know you don't like the
He was
Devils.
hurt. Well, he was hurt at the end.
He was hurt because he's 3 feet tall and gets pushed around all the time.
I thought you'd have more of an issue with is Garrett Wilson on this list? Yeah, Garrett Wilson should be in the top 10. I don't know about 7, but
Okay, so here is the next problem. Tommy, thank you. My closing thoughts. We made the main issues here. Garrett Wilson's not better than Malik Neighbors.
yeah, but he's more accomplished though.
Okay.
He's had more
accomplished.
time in the NFL. He's got better numbers, obviously, because he's got more numbers. So I think that's where you put Garrett.
It's
over
only because Malik is 1 year.
right.
All right.
So
So
it's a 1 year. Man, that kid was really good. Let's see what else he can do. And he also missed, 3 games? 3
yeah,
games?
he was drafted in a higher draft rank than Garrett Wilson was, and I love Garrett Wilson. Good. Jet fans, this isn't sensitive. You just want to get Malik Neighbors is a better wide receiver. The fact that you put Garrett Wilson ahead,
Malik Neighbors also got a ton of targets.
he did. But if you asked a
Garrett
Jet
Wilson
fan,
had Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things to him.
if Muji was offered today, and finances notwithstanding, hey, Giants are willing to trade you Malik Neighbors straight up for Garrett Wilson, is he making the deal?
Of course.
Thank you. So SMY, come on. I know you got Jets pre-post. Okay, we love you, SMY.
Well, I think you're accusing them of a bias. They're number
think
one.
They said
It's
staff.
the staff.
I think their staff has a bias. Yes.
Well, I mean, they put the King number 1. I mean, they gave you that one. I mean, that's debatable.
need Connor Rogers, Connor Hughes, little Joe DeMayo, James Ward. They need to speak for their answers. I don't like this
How many
list.
Connors have they got?
A lot.
We need Jastrzemski.
It's
We
the
need
Connor
Lepresti.
Network. Yeah. Oh, yeah. CeeLo and JJ.
The Sal?
Sal's
Vote
another
on
one.
this?
Sal clearly did not vote because Juan Soto would be 1. He would have figured
Well,
out
he
a
only
way.
counts for one person.
Yeah, but he might have, stuffed the ballot with
Right.
other votes.
He
So-
would have bought votes.
Correct. Yeah. You swindled a few.
We'll go back to your football calls, but if you have thoughts on the SNY top 10 New York athletes right now list, right now.
I feel like you were very critical of Igor throughout the season. Now you clutch your pearls.
I feel the
Of course.
same way.
This is
I was
how-
critical of Aaron Judge in
I don't
October.
understand your Igor fandom right now. I'm confused by it. I don't know if you hate him or you just thought he was,
I hate him. No.
or you love him, or circumstances were bad, or the defense was terrible.
No.
I think the phrase was he'll never be Henrik Lundqvist.
Right.
I could be paraphrasing.
No,
Miller's
he
not
won't
doing
be.
his job, so he's too many shots going on goal.
You're right, guys. But why am I critical on him?
I don't know. That's why
Because I think of him as a top 10 athlete
well,
in New
he's
York.
paid like one.
So I don't do the thing Tommy does where everything's great at all times. I crushed Aaron Judge in October. I still think he's number 1. I still think he's king. I crush Igor Shesterkin nonstop. I still think he's a top 10 athlete in New York. Malik Neighbors, there were times he dropped balls, so I was going nuts. I still think he's better than Garrett
That's because
Wilson.
he was a rookie.
Right, rookies suck. When a guy I view in the top 10, I'm going to be more critical of when things go wrong. That's all.
Of someone who has high expectations, they're going to be there.
No doubt about it. 888-808-1019. Anthony in Bridgewater. Anthony, what's up?
Shaun, you're on the wrong side of this one. Yesterday, I agree with you with the swing stuff.
Uh-huh.
You're off on this one.
Why?
First off, to be a star, Sean, like a legitimate star in New York, you have to play at the biggest stage. The Jets and the Giants haven't even made anywhere near a stage the last couple of years.
But remember, different sport, dude.
I mean, but what does it mean, different sport? They haven't won in anything.
But the sport. Hold on, Anthony. The sport of football, whether you like it or not, a lot of it is based on an offense scoring points and a quarterback going up the field. I'm arguing for a guy that plays on the defensive side of the field that dominates, that can't control half the game.
Yeah, I know that, but I think part of also being a star, you're also talking about guys who have had playoff success, thrilling moments than last year compared to a defensive end who's coming from a 3-win team last year.
All right, but Anthony, hold on. This is where I'm going to call out BS because you sound like a good Met fan, and I see your tagline is you think Pete Alonso should be on it over these Giants, correct? I just want to make sure. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Pete Alonso and I hit one of the biggest home runs in the history of the Mets last year.
But Anthony, you're right. Here's the issue.
But that's a moment. That's not a consistency.
3 years ago, when this list would have came out, you would have still made the case as a Met fan that Pete Alonso deserves to be higher, even though they weren't playing big games, correct? You're using that now to pad your Alonso argument when you would have made the same argument 3 years ago. We know how Met fans are with Alonso.
I'm using it to solidify it because even this year, he's still having a great year. And
who is a better player in their sport, Dexter Lawrence or Pete Alonso?
You're it says top 10 stars.
No, it doesn't. Top 10 New York athletes right now.
Yes.
It does not say top 10 stars. It doesn't say top 10 athletes that have had the most clutch moments in the last year. It does not say top 10 moments athletes with the best playoff resume.
Dexter Lawrence hasn't had the ability to have clutch moments.
It's the top 10 New York athletes right now. SNY made the list. Don't get mad at me. I guess you are mad at me because I hate their list. But you know what I mean. Dexter Lawrence is a better top 10 New York athlete right now than Pete Alonso.
All I know is the Mets have the most players on this list.
Yeah, you know what? That's right.
Oh, what are you going to call out a bias now again?
No,
I just get after Joe Mayo
just
and
familiar.
Connor?
They're just familiar to SNY. It's all good.
If you're just tuning in right now and hear the doofy words coming out of Tommy's mouth, I admitted I think 3 Mets should be on here and only 1 Yankee. I admitted that. What I am saying, though, Tommy, is remember this. If the Mets do not end up in a World Series, I don't want to hear that you face the Dodgers. And how could you be expected to face the Dodgers?
Because of a list that SNY put out.
You got 3 of the top 6 athletes right now in New York. I mean, I just heard that you got to be playing big in these big moments.
Right.
Man, if you have 3 of the top 6 win
SNY inadvertently just put a ton of pressure on Pete Alonso, Juan Soto, and Francisco Lindor.
Yeah. By the way, where's Brandon Nimmo? I mean, a Fab 4. It should be the top 10.
No biggie.
And look, when you have double the amount of teams that any other city does in all the sports, and that whole list, 3 of the top 6 are players on the New York Mets, that's a team better be in the World Series. I don't want to hear any excuses.
He's got a point there, Tommy.
I'm trying to think,
You're trying to think. I see you. You're like, you're like,
yeah,
how can I spin this?
I'm going to move on. We can't even make an argument, and I love the Islanders. There's no Islander player. There's anybody on the Red Bulls, Teak? There's nobody on NYCFC. I want to be the voice for the voiceless
Emil
here.
Forsberg is pretty damn good.
There you go. Is there somebody
they
that
had a big come from behind win against New England last night? Eli Manning tipped the horns last night.
Oh, versus New England?
Yep,
I like that play.
For the Red Bulls at SI Stadium. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they scored 5 goals in the second half.
I'm always in favor of any team in New York tweaking a team from Boston. And bringing Eli out, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. 888-808-1019.
By the way, we have some breaking NFL news. We've been talking a lot of football here. This is from Ian Rappaport. The Steelers and TJ Watt have agreed to terms on a long-term deal to make him the NFL's highest-paid defender. He gets a 3-year, $123 million blockbuster deal and a contract on.
Wow, that's crazy. 3 years. Think of how short that sounds.
108 guaranteed in 3 years.
I know. What was the total? 120?
123.
123.
So 41?
41 a year.
41 a year?
Wow. He's got $108 million fully guaranteed at signing.
That's a big deal.
Wow. Well,
I mean, that's basically the whole thing.
Yeah, that's gobbling up a lot of cap space for a team that thinks they're going to compete for a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. But at least they eliminate that distraction. With Aaron Rodgers, you know there's a million distractions. You don't want your best player being unhappy in the camp. And he is Mr. Steeler. Man, that's a lot of
he
money.
definitely is. He's also, I didn't realize that he's 31.
Yeah. But think at the end of this 34-year-old pass rusher, those pass rushers start aging as soon as you get to those 30s real quick. That's why these next couple of years are so important, man, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that is answer the
why
question.
they're all in.
Why they're all in.
We were having the other day, 2 days ago, I can't remember when it was. We were talking about, man, why would the Steelers make that move? Because they're going all in.
Yes.
Minka Fitzpatrick, whatever
with
reason.
the Jalen Ramsey, right?
With the Jalen Ramsey trade, you go all in because cornerbacks are more valuable. He's not anymore, but you know what I mean. A guy who could potentially be a shutdown type corner is more valuable than a safety.
I was actually going to tie this into the Giants, and I know Tiki says that the cap is fungible, but they're going to have to pay a lot of these defensive players. Am I wrong here? Do they have enough?
The Giants?
Yeah, they have enough to pay all these guys?
It's going to get dicey in probably 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get very dicey.
That's where they're going to have to start making calls, which is why having a quarterback on a rookie deal is going to help them out for the time being as they figure this out. Michael in Rochester. Michael, what's up?
Hey, Shaun and Tiki, thanks for taking my call.
What's up?
I think it's tough to try to compare athletes in the three major sports, but I want to just call to defend Karl-Anthony Towns.
Okay, let's hear it.
He's a former number 1 overall pick in the 2015 draft. He's a 5-time All-Star, and he's been the second best player on 2 different NBA teams that went to the conference finals the last 2 years.
That's true.
So I don't think that his being 5 or 6, I mean, if you want to argue Dexter Lawrence, it should be better. It's a defensive tackle in football compared to a center of basketball.
But I'm trying to grade on the curve because of
to
that.
me, Karl-Anthony Towns is barely rated to be high on that list, in my opinion.
Okay, but here's my only pushback. Mike. Good. He makes a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of those All-Stars was here with the New York Knicks. He's only been here for one season. Yes, he helped them to reach a level that they hadn't been at, but he's been there for a season.
It's high praise to put him as the 5th best New York athlete right now. It's not a knock on him either. I don't think he should be out of the top 10.
Because he's a great player.
And to his point, look, will Karl-Anthony Towns end up, we were playing that Hall of Fame game. Again, the Basketball Hall of Fame, it feels like you make a bunch of All-Star teams, you're going to get in.
Because of his ability to shoot the three, and he's likely to go down as one of the greatest shooting big men ever, he's probably making the Hall of Fame.
Yes. And if we're going to argue, and he had that one big game and moment, if you're going to argue playoff success and everything, do I need to remind everybody that the Knicks did lose to the Indiana Pacers with 2 of these guys that are supposed to be in the top 5? Come on.
True.
At what point do any of these Knicks get credit? Last year was the year. We're going to put Karl-Anthony Towns 5th on the list. If he was the true Robin, the Jalen Brunson's Batman, they're in the NBA Finals.
Also, what does that set up for as far as a trajectory? Like, Cat's 5 now. Like, there's only one way to go unless they win, a championship.
Great point, Tommy.
So, to me, Pete is 5. If you want to go, Alonzo's in the top 5. They got to the NLCS. He's about to break the all-time home run list for the Mets. Come on. How is Pete Alonso not in the top 5?
Well, so I think you set up a good
Because they want Soto and Lindor there.
Maybe they didn't want Met bias where it was, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, 3 Mets in a row.
But to your point, if you're grading on what kind of algorithm, I would put Dexter Lawrence 5th, not 10th. But if the argument is the playoff argument that guy made for Pete, well, then it's Pete, not Karl-Anthony Towns. Either way, we end up in a road where Karl-Anthony Towns is not the 5th best player in New York.
He might
now.
be in the top 5 eventually in a couple of years, but if you're already starting him in the top 5 after his first year in New York, you're setting him up to drop on the list, if anything.
I need to do a poll. SMY's got to tell me, what is the percentage of everybody's favorite team? I would bet there's more Met and Knick fans there than anything else. That's how we ended up.
You mean as far as employees at SMY? Yeah. Wow.
What are the pen twirlers in that newsroom? Are they Met and Knick fans?
I don't know what the pen twirlers are root for, which teams they root for, but I know our friends who they root for, but I don't know if they even voted on this. This could be the digital side.
So Sal on this, so he's Mets and
Knicks.
Oh, that's why. We'll use Sal as the...
Sal is the fabric of SNY's employment.
He is not, but I don't know. He might not be, but whatever.
That's why they didn't ask us to vote. They knew that the list, the list they wanted would not have been the list they got.
We're quasi-staff over here. We're on every day, 4 to 6 p.m.
Yes, that's right. Watch us right now. 888-808-1019. All right, we'll continue to break this down. It's gotten to the point I see on my screen, Jesper Bratt should be in the top 10. Man, it's going to be a fun half hour.
And because I read a lot of the comments on this list, the Buffalo Bills are not a New York team. Can we just stop?
I know.
Josh Allen's not. Can we just stop?
No.
You know how many people are saying Josh Allen? Guys,
come on.
They might as well be playing in Canada.
Yeah, no, they are Toronto's team.
Stop it.
888-808-1019. Yeah, we'll continue to break down this list, get inside the Russell Wilson stuff, the Justin Fields stuff. Look, it's Thursday of All-Star Week. I hate to say this. Anything goes. Whatever you want to talk about, let's go. Let's have some fun.